I think my screen is visible. Yeah. So in the last class, we were discussing about the where clause. See, where clause, we have been discussing this for a long time, but the thing that you have to remember is it can be used only on these three commands: select command, update command, delete command. And also remember this statement: it is used to perform the filtering operations just before grouping the data. Just before grouping the data means along with the group by clause, right? You can use along with the group by clause, but the where clause should be performed first. Okay, we will understand this in some time. Just remember this point before grouping data in a table. And so this is the syntax of the where clause, and we have seen some examples on the same. Next thing is we have understood about order by. Like when you want to perform the sorting operations, you can use order by default. It is going to sort the elements in ascending order. If you want to sort the elements in descending order, you have to use a keyword called desc keyword. And the next thing is the group by clause. So now we got to know what is a group by clause. Like a table, a data can be grouped into many types according to the specific column value. The next thing is we have something like if you want to group the data into a specific categories, for example, employees, you can group it according to the male category, female category. You can group according to the salary that they receive. You can group according to the designation. Okay, there are a lot of used cases that you can use with the help of group by clause. And again, to apply this, it can be applied only on select command. So if you see, remember this: where clause can be applied on select, update, delete, and the order by can be used only on select command. Likewise, the group by clause can be used only on the select command. Right? We have seen one example, and this is the syntax. If you see the column that you select, the same column can be used for the grouping function, right? And in between these two things, you can use aggregate function to perform the count operation to extract the minimum value, maximum value, average value, and the sum value. Right? And we will see some examples today for the better clarity. Let me class 29 February. Let us understand few more examples on top of group by clause. Write a query to find out number of employees working in each job wise, each job category. Okay, so let us try to do this. Let us log in to establish the connection to our DB. My DB 7 AM user ID. My DB 7 AM is the user ID. My DB 7 AM is the password. Connection has been established. Let me set the page size to 150. Page size 150. Let me set lines to 150. Select start from EM. Now you see we have the employee table. So under this employee table, I want to use the group by clause to segregate employees according to the to group all the employees according to the job category, right? Simply I can say select, choose the respective column name, job is respective column, right? Use the aggregate function, count function. I want to find the number of employees, okay? Under each and every job category, I want to find the number of employees. And also this job category would be grouped according to the, according to the distinct column values. Select job count as, okay, firstly, if I'm not using any aggregate function, we know what would happen. If I just use select a job from employee table, group by class, group by is the class. Want to group what? I want to group the job column. If I just group this, right? All the data. So job category is getting grouped according to the respective job values. You have the, software engineer, HR department, you have the marketing department, analyst department, BA department, and SM department. I want to find the count. So in order to find the count, I will be simply using an aggregate function, count function, right? Let me give an alias name as counting employees. Count employees. Okay, this is an alias name. This is an aggregate function. So this aggregate function is used between the select query and the group by class. So now we will get the complete count. Okay, this is another example. So aggregate function would get you would not get the exact count. However, the data is ready to be grouped. And with the aggregate function, you will get the exact count. So this is with the aggregate function. This without the aggregate function, this is with the aggregate function. With the aggregate function, you would get the exact count. Grouping the data. Okay, one more example we will see. Write a query to find out number of employees who are working in each job along with the department number wise. Along with the department number wise. So this is another. I want to group the data according to what? According to the job category, right? And also I want to perform what? Along with the department number wise. Along with the department number wise. Firstly, job category will be grouped. Followed by I need to use a column. Firstly I will be grouping the job column. Then I will be grouping the department number column. Example. Let's understand this. Select the start from employee. Okay. So I want to first group the job category. So I can say select job, okay, comma, and also I want to group the department number category. Department number, this is a department number, DEPT number, okay, comma. I want to perform the count aggregate function. from EMP group by class. If I just give the job, definitely I will get the error. Why I will get the error? Uh, the
We have two columns.
Yes, correct, correct. So job, comma, department. So this error is not related to our. This error is related to some other. It's the exact error. It says what? It says not a group by function. Why not a group by function? Group by function will expect the same number of columns. The column that you are using after the select query, same set of columns has to be used after the group by clause. Same set of columns has to be used after the group by clause. So one column is missing here. And what is that column? Department number column is missing here. Now if I get this, see firstly, the job category is getting grouped. Okay, you are getting to see the unique job category first of all. Second thing is on the top of the job category, it is also ensuring that this job is mapped to this department number. This job is mapped to this department number. This job is mapped to this department number, right? And also you're getting the respective count. Count is up. This count is for what? Do you think that this count is for the department number or this count is for the job?
For both. Okay.
You see, okay, if you see data structure or if you see HR department, okay, so there is only one person in the HR department. Don't you think so? Only one person is there in the HR department, right?
Yes, sir.
One person is there in the HR department, and if you see 80, there is only one person in the 80 department. So these count is meant for the job category. However, if you see the department numbers, the same department number is applicable for different job category. Okay, let us understand this in a better way. This is the one we have to assume. First thing is, let us segregate the count. Let us segregate the department number. Okay. What is the query that we have? This is the query that we have. So this is the actual query. Okay. So you have firstly, okay, the select query job is getting grouped by, I mean, is getting grouped by clause. Okay, we are using grouped by clause for the job. Okay, the job has got the grouped by thing. Next thing is what? The department number, right? Department number is also getting the grouped by. Firstly, based upon this query, this count operation is applied on what? This count operation is applied on the respective job category, right? You have two software engineers and every other department have only one thing. Every other department has only one thing. So this department number is just getting mapped. Okay, for example, okay, the number 10, the department number 10, for the software engineer is also department number is 10, right? The for the marketing is also department. If you see department number 20, okay, for senior manager department 20, for project manager department number 20, for AD department 20, for business analyst department 20, and you see if you segregate this category 30, 30, 30. The count is applied for the job. See the department numbers. By looking at this, I can perform the data analysis. What kind of data analysis I can perform here? Okay. Software engineers are on department number 10, right? But there are no software engineers on department number 30 and 20. So by looking at this data, I can say that software engineers are only there under department number 10. You can get that conclusion. But they are not in what? They are not in department number 30 and they are not in department number 20. Likewise, by looking at the data structures, I can come to DS. By looking at DS, I can come to a conclusion that okay, DS or department number 30 is the only department that is holding DS. but there is 10 under the department number 10 and under the department number 20 there are no DS. Likewise, if you take HR, okay, only that is the department number that is holding HR. Remaining other departments like 10 and other departments like 20, they are not holding HR. By looking at this data, I can conclude that they want to recruit any employees under so and so department. This is how I can do the calculation. I am able to see the actual department number that is getting mapped to the respective job, but not the other departments.
Sir, అంటే అది ఫస్ట్ కాలం దాన్ని కౌంట్ చేసింది సార్.
Yes, yes, correct.
మల్టీ స్టేట్మెంట్ లో.
Correct, correct. Question, look at the question. Write a query to find out number of employees who are working in each job. This is the question, right? Number of employees who are working in each job. Okay, number of employees who are working in each job along with the department number wise. First priority is given for job, count is being applied for job category. So the second query is just mapping the department number. So the aggregate function is applied for the job column. I mean, the aggregate function is applied for which column? The aggregate function is applied for the job column. Okay. This department number is just mapping the respective department for each and every job. That's it. You see some examples. Okay, we will try to use some few more aggregate functions for the better understanding. Okay, next thing is, see, this is giving us some data. By looking at this data, you can perform the data analysis. What kind of data analysis? Only department number is holding software engineer. Only department number 10 is holding software engineer. These two departments are not holding software engineers, and these two departments are not holding DS. These two departments are not holding HR category. You will get to see the details that are not actually holding the respective departments. In this case, you are get to see the department number that is not holding the respective job category. If you want to fetch that kind of data, you can go. It's a kind of complex query. You can go with this kind of complex query. Okay, let me give you another example. Write a query to display of salaries of each department number. Sum of salaries of each department number. By looking at this query, now we can say that, right? Let's start from EMP. Okay. So department number, okay, this department number has to be grouped first. So I can say what? I can use a select query, department number, column name is EPT number, right? Column name is what? Column name is EPT number. From EMP, use the group by clause, group by EMP, not EMP, EPT number. So I don't get any expected results here. Okay. Only the department number are ready to be grouped. Okay, you have 10, you have 30, you have 10, and you have 20. So department numbers are what? Department numbers are ready to be grouped. After grouping the department numbers, I want to apply what? I want to apply the sum function. Okay. Next to the department number column, I will apply the aggregate function called the sum function. Right? So the sum function will be applied on what category? I want to calculate this salary of employees falling under a particular department. Under 10 department, there are 10, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. I want to calculate their salaries. I want to sum their salaries. So I should consider the salary. I should pass the salary column inside the sum function from aggregate function. As let me say the total salary. Total underscore using the alias name. And if you don't use as also, no problem. It is an optional thing, but it is a good practice to use the now you see under each and under department 30 you have the total salary as this one, department 10 you have the total salary as this one, and department 20 you have the total salary as this one. So this is not even organized, isn't it? Just want to organize the data So what I want to do, I want to do what? Order by. I can use the order by clause. Order by clause according to the department number, I can order by. Okay. Now according to the department number, it is organized. Okay, department. If I want to order by according to the salary, then use the order by clause according to what? According to the salary. Getting this? Okay. I am using what? I am using the group by clause. After group by clause, I am using the order by clause so that the output is completely organized according to the sorting function that you apply here. Okay, by default it is ascending order. Okay. Now one more thing I have. See, now focus here. When I say select department number, okay, when I say sum, okay, let us apply for now. Let us apply all the aggregate functions. Now see, let us say select a department number. Okay, I want to apply all the aggregate functions. First is I want to apply the count function. Count as counting, comma, right? Sum salary as total underscore salary average salary I want to find, okay, as average underscore salary. Okay, you have the minimum salary in under each department. Okay, as minimum underscore salary. You can find the maximum salary under each department. Okay, as maximum underscore salary. Right? What else you have? Minimum average salary, sum salary. Okay. From what? Employee table, group by department number. You see, now you are able to apply all the aggregate functions on top of a particular department number. So this is the department number. Okay, if you want to make the output in the organized way, you can say what? Order by department number. That's it. So department number wise, it is sorted according to the department number wise. Firstly, counting function is applied. Okay, so each department has number 10. There are 10 departments, 420 departments, 330 departments. Total salary on these departments, average salary on these departments, minimum salary in this department, maximum salary in this department. You're able to see, isn't it? It's one of the examples where you can apply all the uh, aggregate functions. Now, here is the question. There is a question like, now I want you to focus. Clear the screen. Okay. Now select star from employee. Select star from employee. So this is employee information. Now you see, select department number. Okay. I want to do what? I want to select sum of salary from employee table. I am using group by department number. So till here we know the answer. Till here we know the answer. Sum of salaries under each department will be displayed in the console. Okay. Now after this, I just want to make a change. So I try to use this where clause, where sum of salary, okay, is greater. See, let me print this first. You get this. You get this, right? So this is the output that you are getting. This output that you are getting. We know the output, which is how we get. We know that already. We know this. focus here. My intention is I want to extract the salary information. Okay, I want to extract the salary information which is lesser than 1,50,000. Is lesser than 1,50,000. You see the salary information. I have three salary information. This one, this first one, this is second one, this is third one. After grouping the data, I need to find these salaries. I want to check if the salaries are lesser than the 1,50,000. I want to check what? I want to check if the salaries are lesser than 1,50,000. Right? If I want to apply this condition, so the expected result should be what? The expected result has to be, so this should be the expected result. Right? What I would be thinking after this query, I can concatenate another query like, after this query, I can just concatenate another query. Can concatenate another query like, this is how my thoughts would be. Where sum of salary, okay, is greater than 1 lakh or lesser than 1,50,000. This is how my thoughts would be. Right? After this, if I just concatenate the where clause by using this condition, okay, by using this condition. Let me remove this. It is not. If I just use this condition, I would be under the impression that I would get. I would be able to fetch this record, fetch this particular record. I would be able to fetch this particular record. But what could happen if I try to do this? Where sum of salary is lesser than 1,50,000. You see, we are getting an error. SQL command not properly entered. It says where sum after this. Okay, it is just pointing here, pointing on top of the where clause, and it says SQL command not properly entered. What does it really means is this is the takeaway. The takeaway is where clause cannot be applied. Where clause, you cannot use where clause after the grouping. Where clause can't be applied after the group by function. Cannot apply the where clause after the group by function. This is the reason why I asked you to focus here in the beginning of the class. It is used to perform the filtering operation before grouping the data. You can apply the where clause just before grouping the data, right? You cannot apply it after grouping the data. Then which kind of clause will fulfill my requirement? Is there any other clause that is going to fulfill my requirement where I am expecting to fetch the record whose salary is lesser than so and so value after the group by after grouping the data? Is there any such clauses? Is there? If you ask me if there are any such clauses, I would say that there is another clause called as what? Having clause. This having clause is just like the where clause, but the where clause can be applied before grouping the data. However, the having clause can be applied after grouping the data. That is the only difference. You see some examples. Okay, I can say that having clause are used to filtering rows after grouping the data. After grouping the data in a table. First point. Second point is it should be used after group by clause has to be used when after the group by clause only it has to be used. A syntax. What is the syntax? Select query followed by column name 1 Okay, and you can take column name to. Okay. After this, you can go for the group function name one. Okay, from the table name. Okay, you can go for group by clause. So this group by clause will expect the same number of columns. Okay, followed by what? Followed by having function. After this, you can use the filtering condition. That's it. So column names, column name. Okay, you are using what? You are using the grouping by function here. Okay, and you are using the having clause on the filtering condition just after the group by clause. You get if you expect this kind of output, I mean, if you expect this kind of requirement, okay, instead of using where clause, you're supposed to use the having clause. Both are going to do the same thing. Both are going to do the filtering operation, but having clause is like it is very specific that you can use after the group by clause. It should be used after the group by clause. Instead of where clause, you will be using the having clause. And both are going to do the filtering application only. Both are going to do what? Filtering row after grouping the data in a table. I mean, both are going to perform filtering operation, but this can be applied after grouping data. Where clause can be applied before grouping the data. You can say that where clause is applied before, just like an inverse of having clause for grouping it. This is only difference. We'll understand this with some examples for the better clarity. Same example, let us take. We have the example. No? Instead of using the where clause, let me use the having clause. Having the sum of salary ascertained $1,50,000. Now you are able to fetch the exact record what you are looking for, isn't it? It was not working when you use the where clause, but it is working perfectly when you are using the having clause. Why it is working perfectly? You are using this having clause after the group by clause. That is a requirement. If you want to do filtering operations just after the group by clause, don't go for where. Instead of going for where clause, use having clause. There is this only difference. It was not working when you are using the where. You are getting an error, isn't it? Getting an error. Let me put that also. You get an error. Let's see few more examples. Next example. Write a query. Display jobs in which number of employees are more than 3. Now write a query. Display jobs with number of employees are more than 3. Right? So very simple. Select job. Okay, I can use the count function. Okay, count function from employee followed by the group by clause. Group by clause, I want to give the exact. So you are getting, in our case, you have the count like this, right? we have the count like this. So now I am just changing the question. I want to find the number of employees under a particular job category more than more than one more than one. So what I can do, I can apply the having clause, okay, followed by the count aggregate function. The counting should be more than one. Okay. So software engineers are two, unlist are two. If I want to perform another action where the counting is what? Counting is less than two. I will is going to list out all the employees whose count is less than two. So this is the example. Let me change the query. More than one. If for more than one is the query, and if I have a query like less than two, okay, and this is the query. Let us see another examples. Write a query to display department numbers in which department number the sum of salaries is less than let us say something like 1 lakh. Let us say 1 lakh. So department number, go for the department number. Select the star from EMP. Select department number. Okay, sum of salaries from employee table grouped by department number itself. When give this query, I get this, right? But I want to find salaries. We have discussed this thing query. We have to find salary. Whose salary is, let us say that I want to find if the particular department salary is greater than 3 lakhs. The particular department salary is what? Greater than 3 lakhs. So I can use the aggregate function like having okay, sum of salaries greater than 3 lakhs. 1. You want to find the sum of salaries lesser than 3 lakhs. This one, right? After grouping the data, if you want to again perform the filtering operations, you can just go for the having clause. That is the takeaway. That is the simple takeaway. Apart from that, there is nothing else you need to. So can I use the order by after the having clause? After getting the data, if I just want to use the order by department number, right? We can also do that. See, a very big complex query, right? First grouping the data is happening. First grouping the data you can do. After the grouping data, if you want to perform filtering operation, you can go for the having clause. After performing the filtering operation, if you want to sort the results, you can use what? You can use order by clause. Very complex logic. Isn't it? Let me modify this query. This is the example, right? Let's see another few more cases. Write a query to display gender if the number of students are more than. Write a query to display gender if the number of students are more than two. I think we have a student table. Clear. Select from students. So we have students, right? And I want to let me do what? Let me select gender, count function from students, a group by what? Group by the gender itself. Okay, gender. I want to use the having clause to do the filtering operation after grouping the data. Right? Having count, okay, count. I want to apply this on which column? I want to apply this on the count column, right? So I'm taking count. Having count greater than 4. Okay, now I get the male category. Okay, I can on the male category the number of students are greater than 4. If I give the lesser than 5, okay, I will be getting what? I will be getting the female category lesser than 5. This is how you can segregate the data. Lesser than 4, female category. 5 will not be applied, isn't it? 5 will be not be applied. If I choose count is greater than 1. Now both the the male category as well as female category is matching the exact filtering condition. So both will come in the picture. So this is one of the examples. What else you can do after by using after having function? Right, just remember one thing: if you want to perform the filtering operation after grouping the data, blindly go for having function, not having clause, not the where clause. This actual takeaway here. Apart from this, okay, there is next clause we have a clause like the roll up cube clause. Okay. So by using this clause, you can perform special. There are some special clauses in database which are used to find the subtotal values. For example, if you're purchasing something like in a particular showroom, if you're purchasing some products, let us say that there is a product. Okay, so one product can be same product can be purchased in quantities. For example, a soap box. Okay, you can take 4 soap boxes, and you can take 5 oil packets. You can take you can take 3 perfumes at the same time. Quantity. You're talking about the quantity, right? And after the quantity, there will be what? There will be each price, individual price. Okay, there will be what? Total price. Okay. To take a product like X product, if you're purchasing the X product for 4 number of times, if each price is 10, okay, and the total price will be what? Total price will be 40. Likewise, if you purchase something like a Y product, okay, and the quantity is let us say the 3, and each price is 20, let us say 20, right, and the total price is what? 60. You purchase something like an Z product and the quantity is 2, right, and each price is something like let me take 30 or 40. Okay, the total price is what? Total price is 80. Right, so this is the total price. I can also say that each and every total price is representing a subtotal. You know what I mean? This is representing one subtotal. Okay, this is representing the another subtotal. This is representing another subtotal. Right? I will be getting a grand total after calculating each and every subtotal, isn't it? So I should be getting a grand total, right? Okay, 180. So 180 is the grand total, right? Grand total. If this is my grand total, I can say that this individual entities are my subtotal. Yes or no? These are the subtotal, and this is going to be my grand total, right? So what it says, you can, if you want to perform this kind of operations, for example, the operations that you do by using the big data, the operation that you do by using in the data warehouses, big data. So in order to do such operations, you can go for what? You can go for roll up and cube clauses. You can go for what? You can go for roll up and cube clauses, right? So I can say that simply I can define this like, so in the database, I can say that there are some special clauses in databases which are used to find the subtotal and grand total based on a single column or group of columns. Column or columns, I can say single column or columns automatically. Okay. Please be informed that these clauses can be implemented along with the group by clause mode. Very simple. The idea here is in a table you may be finding the subtotals, and you have to deal with the grand totals, and you need to fetch a particular particular set of records where you will be finding the subtotal of that record, right? And initial subtotals, and also you will be finding the grand total of that record, right? So in this case, it is what? It is going to be 140. Right, you select some rows, you perform the grand total. You select one row, you will take the subtotal, right? You select the what we call it as the unorganized rows. Okay, randomly you choose some rows, okay, which is not even organized. You take subtotal from it and you do the grand total, right? To perform such kind of operations, you go for what? You go for the roll up and cube process. So this is kind of it is we will take at least one class to complete this. We will try to understand this tomorrow. Okay? For now, let us keep our conclusion here. I will share with the notes.